Okay, starting off where I left off. I had just met with the Brotherhood in their trying to remember the name of it. Their dirigible. And likely I'm going to be picking up where that left off and getting the feel of how the Brotherhood is. Which should be interesting. It's a good thing they're not like the Brotherhood from Fallout 1 or even 2 for that matter.
What were you expecting?
The last batch of recruits we took on were wastelanders. Dirty, beaten up, looking for a handout. They were desperate and looking for an easy out. You look like you're here for a reason. Anyway, since you came down here to meet me, we may as well get it over with. My name's Ingram, and this lovely little grease pit is where you'll usually find me. If your power armor's too tight in the crotch, the Pridwin's about to crash into the ground, or a robot's gone haywire, you come see me.
Is this where I get my power armor?
Ha! That's always the first question from the new guys. Let's see. The left leg.
The Brotherhood are
actually is a bit
interesting.
Sticky, but
They
it'll
fractured.
keep the creeps off of you. It's sitting in Bay 3. There isn't a day that goes by on this tub without 5 or 6 things breaking down.
Let her talk.
And since I'm stuck in this rig, I'm not quite as spry as I used to be. The work tends to pile up.
I understand.
Good. Anyway, if you need any work done on your power armor, feel free to use the workshops around here. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to work.
As I was saying, the Brotherhood are sort of a fractured unit. They formed just as the bombs were falling, or actually a little bit prior to the bombs falling. And the reason why they formed was the FEV virus, the same FEV virus that created the Death Claws that were going to be used in China. The soldiers that were tasked with guarding the base, which formulated the FEV formula, rebelled against them and killed the scientists there.
Taking on a death claw without backup
And
is a great way to get yourself killed.
their original leader took them out into the wasteland. That's the original Brotherhood that you see in Fallout 1 and also I think Fallout 2. But they're extremely xenophobic for the rest of humanity, and they tend to hoard technology. This one does even in the Capital Wasteland. That was the second split off branch of the Brotherhood. It went off east to Chicago. And that's seen in Brotherhood Tactics. The entirety of Brotherhood Tactics isn't canon, but the fact that a Brotherhood chapter or a significant amount of the Brotherhood, I think at least 3 dirigibles left, that part is. That Brotherhood went on to, I think, stop in Chicago, and that further traveled on to the Capital Wasteland, and that's the Brotherhood that you see in Fallout 3. You can align yourself with the Brotherhood in the original Fallout, and they do have a bit to do with it, but you don't get too close to them. In fact, you don't really become a member of the Brotherhood to any large degree.
Step forward, Knight. Even though they've locked me in this blasted cage, I promise that I won't bite.
Why are you in there?
I'm glad you asked. Now, this is the stowage depot, and I, as you probably already guessed, am the ship's quartermaster, Proctor Tegan. The powers that be have me locked in here, so I can keep an eye on the Brotherhood's valuables. If you need to stock up on supplies before you head out on a mission, this is the place to buy them.
That's good to know.
I'm glad you're the agreeable type. When I tell most of the new recruits that they have to buy their own equipment, they give me the stink eye. The good news is by having a constant flow of caps, I'm able to buy whatever you bring me. Yeah, I'm mostly interested in weapons, but I'll take anything useful. Of course, if you're just looking to make a few caps on the side, I might have some extra work for you to do.
What sort of extra work are we talking about?
Oh, no. It's nothing like you're thinking. It just involves a little bit of heavy lifting and interacting with the local farms. And since I'm stuck up here manning this one-man zoo, I need someone to do the legwork for me. After you're done with the meet and greet, we can discuss the details. In the meantime, if you ever need anything else, gun, a mod, even ammo, you just let me know.
That's pretty much how it operated in Tactics 2, so that's not really a surprise.
Victorian, brother.
Greetings, Knight.
Ah, good. You're finally here. Just set the books down anywhere. I'll get to them as soon as I can.
What are you doing with all these books?
I suppose I could stop working for a moment to address your question.
Makes sense to get rid of the trash.
Well, I'm pleased you agree. Since it's obvious that you aren't who I was expecting, would you mind telling me why you're here?
Maxon wanted me to meet the crew, so you were next on my list.
Ah, yes. You must be the new recruit described in Paladin Dance's report. Under normal circumstances, I'd provide you with a proper orientation of my department. However, I'm woefully behind setting up research patrols and getting bombarded with requests for technical documentation. Unfortunately, I'm lacking the personnel needed to get the job done.
What type of technical documentation are you looking for?
The Brotherhood is primarily interested in collecting information that might assist us with our current mission. Medical records, science journals, weapon schematics. If it contains any type of useful data, we need to get our hands on it.
This aligns with their original
Maybe I
goal
can lend
of
you a hand.
That
getting
would be
old technology.
splendid. As you patrol the Commonwealth, keep your eyes open for blueprints, memos, manuals, books, charts. Anything containing useful technical data. I'm authorized to pay you for each bundle of documents that you recover. And if you wish to be assigned to a research patrol, I have plenty of them waiting to be filled tonight.
Okay, he's a good person. He's got a cat with him.
Glad you finally stopped by, soldier. Are you ready for your medical exam?
Sure. Go right ahead.
All right. I'm going to ask you a series of medical-related questions, and I'd like you to answer me to the best of your ability. First question. As a child, were you ever exposed to radiation for an extended period of time?
There wasn't that much radiation around before the bombs fell.
Before the bombs? What? Let me check my notes. You were a vault dweller? You're probably healthier than anyone else aboard. Anyway, sorry I missed that in your records. Just going down the list of questions. I'm sure you understand. Okay, second question. Have you ever had or come in contact with a person confirmed to be carrying a communicable disease?
Never been seriously sick in my life.
Good, good. Third question. And please, answer honestly. Have you ever had sexual relations with any species considered non-human?
No. Never have.
Very well. Last question. Would you have any problems pulling the trigger on an enemy of the Brotherhood, whether they're human, formerly human, or machine?
If my life's in danger, I'll do whatever it takes to defend myself.
That's an acceptable answer, and the most common. Excellent. I think I've got all the information I need. I see no reason to prevent you from beginning your duties immediately. If you ever need medical assistance, you let me know.
Probably need to go back and talk to that quartermaster now that this specific quest is done.
Vertibird docking systems and fusion coolant feed systems reporting green.
Trying to minimize reactor jitter. Adjusting compression rate.
Let's see what Maxim has to say. It's been a while since Fallout 3. He really didn't have too much to do in there, and he's pretty young then. He seems changed.
Now that you've familiarized yourself with the Prydwen's crew, are you ready for your next assignment, brother?
What sort of assignment are we talking about?
The kind of assignment where all of the training you've done finally begins to pay off. Let's get right to it then, shall we? Take a look over there. That's Fort Strong. And it's infested with super mutants. Having those aberrations of nature close enough to smell is making me sick to my stomach. To make matters worse, they're sitting on top of a massive stockpile of Fat Man shells we could use in our campaign. I want you to head over there, wipe out everything that moves, and secure that stockpile. Understood?
Consider it done.
Look, I realize you're eager to take the fight to the Institute, but it'll have to wait. The Brotherhood cannot allow those abominations to have a nuclear arsenal at their fingertips.
It'll be a pleasure to exterminate that mutant filth.
Now, we have a vertibird on standby, fully armed and ready to depart. Use it to carry our message to Fort Strong, and wipe those dirty mutants from the face of the earth. Dismissed.
Okay. He's not wrong about the super mutants. They're no longer who they used to be. The FEV virus has messed with their minds.
Instruments are green, and we're cleared for release.
Having the Prydwen moored above the
The fortunate thing is... Oh, hold on. Target practice. As I was saying, the fortunate thing about the super mutants is the fact that they're sterile. The FEV virus is a virus that they're injected with sterilizes them. The same thing is true with the ghouls as well. If you think about it, it sort of makes sense with the
I'll try and keep them in your sights.
amount of changes that they go through.
down. Look at that thing bleed. I'm gonna find a place to set her down and then hightail it back to the prison for repairs.
The rest I'll take out in hand-to-hand. I've been here before, and there's probably maybe 4 to 5 of them here if it's like the last time. Probably more since the mission throws everything off. There was a door I couldn't get to.
Quite a bit of trash to pick through. Searching through it could prove beneficial.
At least 2 in this direction. He's talking to somebody.
Yes.
Someone there, human!
Oh, I need to show no mercy, security armory. The armory I think is in the back, but there's the general's office back here.
Got it.
Which may be needed. Wait, this... Oh, they've cleared it out. Super mutants must have done this. Last time I was here, you couldn't get to this area. So, unknown location.
Watch your step. There's quite a bit of debris here.
Probably has not been accessed since the war. And super mutants might not have been here that long to put up any traps. They've started decorating.
This equipment's here for a reason. Let's find out why.
If I remember right, there was a special
Remain vigilant. This place may appear abandoned.
Mini-Nuke launcher here. 3 tangos, hallway.
We're taking too many rads. We need to move out. Left.
I don't hear any beeps, so nobody with a Mini-Nuke.
Someone there?
For some reason I can't target it. That's okay. Rocket launcher has to go first. Thankfully I have a perk that allows me to disarm someone if I hit them. That could have turned into a disaster. And he's not the only one with a missile launcher either. So, medical testing room. Yeah, the M42. And this is to try to make it safe. There was actually a deployable nuke launcher called the Davy Crockett, but this would be more maneuverable than that was. And that was just in time for Operation Anchorage. to take back Alaska from the Chinese. Reason why he knows about that place is because of all the old information the Brotherhood originally had. They would probably know where the Fat Man was originally tested. And I imagine that right there is more of them. Yeah. Parts for a mini-nuke. So you can assemble them. So each one of these boxes likely has those components. Probably of the older variety and the newer one too. Older, heavier mini-nukes before they settled. Excuse me. The older, heavier mini-nukes before they finally settled on the mini-nukes that you see later on. Now, where did Dance get off to? There he is.
Paladin Dance.
Look at this place. You must hate these mutants as much as I do.
Why do you hate super mutants so much?
They're responsible for the death of a close friend, a Brotherhood knight named Cutler. So when you ask if I hate them, I say hate's too gentle a word. These monstrosities are just another example of man blindly taking a step forward only to wind up stumbling 2 steps back. I've been fighting for years, trying to put a stop to this madness. And just when I thought we were getting the upper hand, along come the synths. I've seen what these super mutants do to people. Can you imagine what the synths would do to us if they ever got the upper hand? It would be Armageddon repeated, and maybe the end of everything that we hold dear. Look, I don't mean to bore you with my rhetoric. I just want you to understand how important these missions are.
Don't apologize. It reminds me why I'm doing this.
Thank you, brother. It's good to know you're taking my advice to heart. Anyway, that's enough of that. What's important here is that you got the job done and secured these warheads. You should head back up to the Prydwen and talk to Maxon. I'm sure he'll want to debrief you as soon as possible. Dismissed.
Don't think I've missed anything. I'm just doing a last check to be sure. Something is up with here. There's a leak somewhere from here. That's pretty much it. I don't think I can open any of those at any rate. Get any more mini-nukes. Based on this, there might be 2 to 3 layers of those mini-nukes. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 maybe per these boxes. It's hard to tell if you only see one of them. Not much. Doing some Brotherhood quests to get a feel for them. Based on their statements, I'm sort of worried about how they're going to react to the railroad. So, not informing on the railroad seems like a prudent caution. I'm doing well. I ended up getting here a bit later because of a doctor's appointment, but otherwise I'm doing pretty good. Hope everyone else who's watching is doing well. Still doing practice, target practice.
Center mass. Not everything you need in the wasteland will have all of
They're guaranteed to have at least one.
Center mass because sometimes it's a little bit harder to hit the head. And he's probably making a reference to the sense.
This is our
Well, technically super mutants too, because they're sterile, so they're not really going to notice.
Unless you like getting radiation sickness, I'd stay away from ferals.
And the same thing with the ferals too.
My father and his father were part of the Brotherhood. The thought never crossed my mind that I would be doing anything else. What about you?
Would you believe that I was a farmer before this? Never even touched a gun until I was in basic training.
It doesn't matter.
Why?
We're all here fighting for the same reason.
You're kidding.
Lucky bastard.
Of course. I'm not gonna lie though.
You know those
Getting to work
scents with
around
the plastic
military-grade
faces?
weapons was a big
They
draw
creep
for
me the heck out.
If you're looking for another safe, there's
Outstanding work at Fort Strong, soldier.
What happens at Fort Strong now?
Paladin Dance is supervising the transfer of the Fat Man warheads to the Prydwen. They'll provide quite an edge to our arsenal. I've also ordered a detachment to occupy the location, and use it as a staging area to protect the eastern side of the airport. All in all, you handed us quite a valuable location.
It was an honor fighting for the Brotherhood.
I'm glad you feel that way, because our mission here has only just begun. In order to bring the Institute to its knees, we need to use every weapon at our disposal. I try to supply my soldiers with the best. That's why I'm giving you these. Signal grenades can call a vertibird to your location when you need aerial transport. Simply throw one to the ground, and the vertibird will hone in on the unique electromagnetic smoke it emits. Once you're aboard, use the map on your Pip-Boy to interface with the pilot's navigation system, so he'll be able to take you wherever you need.
Thank you, Elder. I'll make good use of them.
I expect that you will. Now, I'm sure you're aware that Fort Strong was simply the first step towards the liberation of the Commonwealth. An even greater task lies ahead. By now, I'm sure you've deduced that our arrival in the Commonwealth wasn't coincidental. We're here because of a unique energy reading recorded by Paladin Dance's recon team. According to our scribes, the reading indicated a level of technology that only the Institute could achieve. The moment this information came to light, our mission became clear. The Institute, and everyone responsible for the creation of the synths, must be eliminated at all costs. To accomplish this goal, we need to locate the Institute's headquarters. I've had our scribes meticulously searching the Commonwealth, but they've come up empty-handed.
Where do I start?
I want you to get out there and become our eyes and ears on the ground. You seem to have a vested interest in locating the Institute before we met, so I'm confident you'll travel in the right circles. If you discover a way in, I need you to report it to me immediately. Any questions, Knight?
Aren't there any pre-war records about the Institute that might help us?
Our records indicate that the Institute was born from the remnants of a pre-war educational facility. The Commonwealth
MIT would be
Institute
my
of
guess.
Technology.
Well,
The
we
ruins
had
of the
Commonwealth.
facility are at the center
CIT,
of the city.
this is
But we've already searched them
Fallout
thoroughly.
World version
The
of
location
MIT.
appears to have been abandoned long ago. So it appears that the trail ends there. Anything else, Knight?
Could those mysterious energy readings Paladin Dance's recon team detected be related to teleportation?
The level of technology that the Institute possesses is far beyond our own. So we're not certain. However, that would explain why the readings are so random and short-lived. I'll have our scribes focus on improving our scanning techniques to learn more. Anything?
Not right now, Elder.
Very well then. Dismissed.
Alright, so I guess the next part of this one is getting into the Institute, which I haven't done yet. Oh, there is somebody who needed help with a farmer.
Test successful.
And I'll see if there are any side quests that I can do with the different sections. At a minimum, the quartermaster has a quest.
Do you know what a 10-pound cockroach can do to a buoyancy regulator?
I can guess.
Don't get smart. You want to see the Brotherhood's greatest warship brought down by bugs?
All right. Just don't tell Ingram, okay?
This kind of reminds me of Crimson Skies. You know, different technology, of course, but
There. That should hold.
Thank you, sister.
You know, we wouldn't have to worry about them getting out if they weren't on the ship.
Your concerns are noted, Scribe. Give Proctor Ingram my thanks for letting me borrow you. Feel free to have a look at the specimens, but please don't touch anything. I refuse to be held responsible if you're injured.
Quite a collection you've got here.
Well, thank you. Most people don't appreciate the important work that I'm trying to do here. I'm on the cusp of discovering how these creatures' bodies have adapted to the radiation that's infiltrated their habitats. If I can crack the code, I can equip our troops with a protective compound far superior to Rad-X.
What do you mean, crack the code?
The genetic code. The DNA sequences that are in every living thing. You see, the ionizing radiation left behind by the Great War kills because it damages most living things on a cellular level. However, after several generations, these creatures' bodies have adapted by altering their genetic makeup to prevent cellular disruption. I believe I've discovered how I can replicate that genetic restructuring rapidly. Instead of decades, I can do it in moments. For a short period of time, anyway.
Why alter it for a short period of time? Why not do it permanently?
Attempting to alter the genetic code permanently? That's too close to what happened with FEV and Spawn, the super mutant. I'm not willing to take a chance like that. I wish I could show you a sample of the compound, but unfortunately I've hit a stumbling block preventing me from synthesizing a sample. The specimens I've already captured can only produce so much blood and genetic material. If I try and harvest too much, they'll die. What I need are more samples of blood from the creatures roaming the Commonwealth.
Will I get some of that new compound you're developing?
If I make a breakthrough, you'll be the first person I give it to. After I've tested it on myself, of course. I've modified your Pip-Boy to scan the corpse of any freshly killed creature that has the proper type of blood in its body. All you have to do is pick up any viable sample and bring it back to me. Hey, I really appreciate you doing this for me. It's nice to know I'm not the only person in the Brotherhood with an open mind.
That seems useful.
Never forget, you are the eyes and the ears of the Brotherhood. If you see or hear anything suspicious, it is your duty to report it immediately. We live in enemy territory now. Your vigilance could mean the difference between life and death. Understood?
Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
Good. And victorious.
Watch your step on the flight deck. It's a long way down.
Welcome back. I heard about the operation at Fort Strong. Any injuries that require attending to?
Hear anything, Doc?
Been out of the loop. A lot of sick and injured taking up my time. Now, if you need treatment, let me know.
Okay, so he doesn't have anything.
Very well.
Maxon might appear compassionate, but I can assure you, the Institute will face his wrath.
It sounds like we owe you our gratitude for wiping out those monsters at Fort Strong. Now, did you have any documents for me? Or perhaps you were interested in aiding a research patrol?
I've got time to assist on a patrol.
Excellent. A scribe's work is never done. There's always more knowledge out there. You'll rendezvous with the scribe on the ground. He'll have a location for you. The patrol is a success once you've returned the scribe with the data. 0 casualties, of course.
So I've got to keep an eye out for the scribe. It could be dangerous to go lightly armored.
Our vertibird should give us the air superiority we need.
Proctor
to win
Tegan.
this war.
Well, the Brotherhood's got a lifetime supply of nuclear ordnance thanks to you. I expect you could use a resupply after a scrap like that.
Have anything unusual?
I have some special mods I've been working on. Sort of a hobby I have to pass the time. Real high-powered stuff. Slap a few of them onto your weapons, and I am pretty sure they'll put a smile on your face.
Let's hear a bit more about that extra work you mentioned.
Hard to resist the lure of extra caps. The food stores don't replenish themselves, so I need legs on the ground to hit up farms in the area. We'll be requisitioning a portion of their harvest, and I need that food crated and ready to go for when I send out a collection team. Your mission will be to ensure full cooperation of the civilian farmers, by any means necessary.
Any means necessary? You're giving me carte blanche on this.
You said it. Like they say, if you aren't with us, you're against us. Think you can handle that?
Not interested.
I get it. It's not the most enticing of jobs.
I'm proud to be serving under Elder Maxon. I had enough of Lyons and his foolish ways.
Theft is still theft. Sounds like... Oh yeah, it's right above me. Went up one too far.
There's no time to waste when there's work to be done.
Hail, Knight.
What's on your mind, soldier?
There's a couple things that are bugging me. One of the things I don't mind is better protection for people. It's just I don't rightly agree with pressuring the farmers like that.
Reporting for duty, sir.
What's the mission?
Research patrol. I'm collecting data, and you're watching my back, sir.
Let's do this.
Roger that. Here's the location. I'll follow your lead, sir.
Oh, I've been there before. There was a quest that led me there, and there were raiders at the time.
You should bring them to Proctor Quinlan for analysis.
You know, there were raiders there who had taken over. They had killed one of the daughters from the Abernathy farm. Real tragic situation.
It's neck and neck. Odds your uncle is coming up fast. Don't forget Boston Blaster. He's pulled this out before. This rain is really heating up. It's another great day out here at the track.
I can hear him walking. Oh, there he is. I'm trying to avoid a bulk of the enemies I could run into. I'll go into Olivia. Only big warriors right up ahead. Where is he? Sometimes Marlet. Okay. He got himself lost. I didn't honestly think I'd have to be that careful. Him keeping up with me. I reckon I should have anticipated that. I think I know where this one is. There's a board that's up here in the Corvega factory. Small arms fire sounded like a pistol. That's not a pistol. It's a machine gun from the sound of it. Raider. I best hurry.
Someone there?
I think I got here too late. Nope, he's still alive. That's it.
Excuse me.
Tarnation. Damn raiders are worse than skeeters this time of year.
Yeah, he seems to be okay. Hold on. Tango. Top floor. Possible. No. Actual tango. Raiders are back.
Shoot them all! Disappear! Losing people! Oh, now it's on!
Shotgun. Takes too long to load. All of them upstairs. Oh, welcome back.
Playing games with me, huh?
Clearing out the raiders here again.
Ain't my first gunfight, rookie.
Gonna be your last. Problem is, attempting to use semi-auto or full auto in this situation is not going to help them hit me. Shotgun might make a difference once they get close to me. Someone's loaded a shotgun. Sniper. That's how you snipe. There's a shotgun. No? Pistol. Keep hearing a shotgun. Or maybe I'm just mixing up my sounds. That is entirely possible. There's a shotgun. It does absolutely no good to use a shotgun from way up here. There's the board I was looking for. You wouldn't think that just one center block would hold this thing up, but for some strange reason. Pipe pistol. Although it does sound like a higher caliber.
Disappearing act, huh? There you are, you little...
They keep coming back to these areas, which is interesting. I've been back through here more than once, and after a given amount of time, and I'm not entirely certain how long, the raiders will start filling out these areas again. I've even been back through Concord twice, and been attacked by, raiders who've gone back into the town. I think that was a Brotherhood that just died. Okay, that one. Thought I had more health than that. I really need to work on my base, I suppose. I just had the basics for the most part. I haven't really gotten more into the building side. Somehow a mod got turned on and I'm not exactly sure how. I let more than one person use this PS4 and that could have been what happened. So apparently there's a mod on, I just don't know which one it is. They weren't using my account directly, it's a child account. It's on normal. Or the default. Should be at least. Yeah, normal. And after I defeat it on normal, I'll turn it to survival. I'll do a playthrough on survival. I try to do at least one playthrough on normal or the default difficulty, since that is what the programmers set the game for automatically. That to at least get a feel for what they intended. I was a bit surprised at that blast. I don't think I've been hit by one of those before. It is fun to play the game on survival. Or in New Vegas hardcore.
come back. I was having fun.
I'm just getting... Hell yeah!
Well, these right here are the reason why they're missing me so often. Except when I run directly at them. It's because they don't have there's no decent way for the AI to actually predict where I'm moving. Even when I don't zigzag. Although that would be helpful too. So what they're shooting at is where I am at a given moment. Technically, I'm not even running right now. I'm moving at base speed. So I'm not using up any of my AP. But I can if I want to. But yeah, the AP is a direct reflection of my stats and my level. So I've got a lot of AP to bleed when required. And now I'm actually running. Doing my best Captain America impression. Fortunately, I've got 2 of the Action Boy perks, so I'll regen all that AP fairly quickly. And I already mostly got it back. It always amazes me when playing through what perks suddenly become more and more useful. The first playthrough is usually almost a throwaway in terms of perks, since some of them they sound nice. Oh, that plus this little beauty right here, this knife, is an AP knife. And it is my favorite weapon, even over the Pikmin blade. And I'll just bring it up right here. And that is the VATS Enhanced Disciple Serrated Blade. I love this weapon. Even more than the Pikmin blade. It's fast, it uses 40% less action points, and does a heck of a lot of damage. And I found it on Nuka World. And to be honest, I haven't switched my weapons, melee weapon since then. And here's Pikmin's gallery, if you ever want to go to it. It's got a nice blade into it that you can get before Nuka World. I like melee and a sniper combination. Melee for close-up work, and that's because I do a lot of sneaking around. So I've mostly got a stealth build. Okay, so I'm gonna get something to drink and I'll be back for the next episode. I try to keep these about an hour long. And this is a little bit over an hour. So I'll be right back, and I'll pick up from this location right here, meeting with the railroad. Thank you for watching so far.